I think it's working. I think it's working. Hey everyone, it's Eric Wynn. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I think it is Saturday today. I hope you're having a wonderful Saturday. Today we're going to be hanging out, answering any questions you might have about YouTube stuff. And I thought to intro some things, it would be fun to also talk about why views and subscribers might be holding us all back. But before we get into that, hello to everyone here. Thank you guys for being here. Right now, I'm in the middle of editing a breakdown video for a YouTube channel I discovered that's doing some really, really cool, remarkable stuff. It's not a mega big channel, and it's not a super small channel. It's something in between, and I have been dissecting it and finding little sound bites and, to support the whole thing. But as always, the in-depth breakdown videos always take much longer than I was expecting. So, hey Fred, good to see you. As usual, the breakdown videos take a lot longer than expected. So, and normally, my normal approach would be to run myself into the ground, just like 3 all-nighters, let's get this done. But recently I've been like, okay, I need to pace myself out. So that video will be coming out on Monday morning. I'm really excited to release it. I really like spotlighting channels that are compelling in unconventional ways, or doing something to sort of mix things up. And this channel, I've been studying them for a couple weeks. And so I'm excited to share with you what I've found. Hey Audrey, good to see you here. Hey Paula, good to see you here again. I'm curious what you guys think about doing these live streams every week or maybe twice a month. I do want to show up on a more regular basis, so you guys can have more access. Sometimes you guys have had questions, emailed me them, or asked about consulting, but consulting might not be the right fit for you right this second. So I figure showing up for these live streams might be a cool in-between way where we can all have a discussion together. And maybe if we do it on a more regular basis, you can depend on, or it can be something a little bit more consistent and not as random. So let me know what you think. I still want these live streams to be special and not just overkill. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Every week or every other week for a live stream on YouTube to bring the questions and just hang out, talk YouTube. Someone, a couple people have asked recently, why are you so passionate about talking about self-awareness, helping creators? What's your emotional investment in that? Why are you connected with helping creators? Is it just for fun? Would love to get to that a little bit to start off the stream, which ties to the why views and subscribers might be holding you back idea. I thought it would be a cool concept to start off the live stream, and then we can get into questions and hanging out. Hey Carter, been watching your channel. I'm getting ready to launch a new channel. Awesome. Awesome to see you here. There's been a lot of new people coming to this channel in the last week and a half, which is very exciting. Welcome if you guys are finding this channel, hanging out for the first time. Good to see you here. Hey Connor, good to see you. Currently rock hounding. I think every other week to start would be good. Cool. Thanks for the feedback. Anyways, so there have been multiple videos where I've wanted to talk about my story and why I feel extra passionate about helping creators rethink their YouTube storytelling. It's not just for fun. It's not just because I like being critical and analytical and picking apart words. Hey Andrew, awesome to see you. I'm a big fan of your work. And while I do love talking about how we can be better communicators and pick apart our storytelling and all that sort of stuff, I probably should just pause and just say hi before I start saying stuff. Peter, hey Eric, while I might not be able to watch them all as it is Saturday, 11 p.m. UK time, I catch up afterwards. Hey Ethan, good to see you here. Fred Gunning, I would prefer every week as much content as possible. So one thing I've gotten from a lot of you guys, whenever I message you guys in DMs or email or over a call or consulting call, I always ask at the end, is there anything I can do more to help? Is there anything that I'm saying that's unclear that I could clarify more, everything? The number one thing everyone says is, please upload more. Like, I need more content. I want to get into it more. You need to upload more often. I'm like, oh, the one thing I'm having trouble doing. So right now, my main priority with my YouTube channel is actually focusing on how I can do that. And you might say, okay, well, just get your act together, do it. No, in order to upload at the frequency I want to, I have to actually rearrange all of my routines and systems and sort of boundaries. Okay, I'm not going to edit past, 3 a.m., 2 a.m. I need to be able to, plan my ideas ahead. It takes a lot of practicing and prepping to get that system going. So last week I had some practice uploading quite a few videos in 1 week, and it had some wonderful results. I'm working on trying to get that more sustainable, and it's taking a little bit of troubleshooting to get there, but that's my main number one priority, so I can help you guys out more often. Hey Blind family, awesome to see you guys here. Feed That Nation, I usually miss your live streams and I'm happy to catch this one live. Awesome to see you here. Matthias, I don't know how to say your name, but I've seen your comments, and awesome to see you here from Argentina. That's so cool. Bear's here at 1 a.m. From somewhere else in the world, which is super cool. So many people are here. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's awesome to hang out. Batch recording, Andrew asks. So batch recording, so sometimes I do film multiple videos in a chunk, but I often I don't like the videos to be a little rambly. As you know, my videos go really in depth, and so when I'm trying to tie all these pieces together, sometimes the first go around it's sort of a ball of spaghetti. It's hard to digest, or it doesn't tie together quite well. So oftentimes even if I batch record and that's a good practice round, I usually have to do it again. So I'm still trying to figure that out. But one main focus for me is simplifying my videos so that they aren't like 10 takeaways, 10 in-depth things in one video, and instead maybe I can split it up into like a smaller, simpler takeaway and like 1 or 2 of them, and turn them out a little bit faster. That's a little hard for me because I like going really in depth, but I know that it's just slowing me down if I keep trying to include everything. My goal for making videos every week would be 3 or 4 times a week. And I'm shooting high to push myself. I'm totally fine if I don't. It's not like my channel's gonna die if I don't, upload that much. It's more a goal. A lot of the YouTubers I admire and aspire to be like all are able to do that. They might take a break to take care of themselves or to spend time with family. But the one thing I've noticed that they do that I cannot do is when they need to, they have a system in place or routines in place where they can upload 3 to 4 times a week. Like, let's say there's a trend or a burst of attention to their channel. They're able to step up and hit a home run or capture that momentum. That's the one thing that I cannot do right now. And so I'm working on trying to figure that out. I know I have the ideas, I know I have the vision, I know I have the idea for the direction of my YouTube channel, but the one thing that's holding me back a lot is not knowing how to crank out the videos when it's time for me to show up in a bigger way. Matthias, but my friends call me Matt. Awesome. Great to know. Clara, awesome to see you here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Welcome. There's been a lot of new subscribers in the past week and a half. So awesome to see you here. Thank you guys so much. And if you guys have any questions that I can help you with or that are unclear from my videos, would love to see what you got. It's funny on live streams, like when you lose your train of thought, you're sort of stuck, like there's still I just have to go Eric Vlogs turns into talking head. Okay, so good editing for quality versus no editing for quantity. Well, I think that that's a little bit too extreme of a decision. You know, like I want to probably simplify my videos so that they're easier to edit so I can do high quantity. I don't think I want to do videos where I just talk and no editing at all. I want to respect your guys' time, and so if I can cut out some of those pauses or make some ideas clear, I'm totally fine doing that. That being said, sometimes the breakdown videos where I'm pulling pulling clips from their channel and piecing it together into this video essay thing, maybe that's a little bit overkill and I don't need to do that as often. Bear, I'm from Russia, probably. What do you think about uploading videos once a month? Like if you need to spend 30 days to record it. Some experiments, I think. Or is it better to record a few of them? So there's a couple approaches. There's a lot of things that work. Unless your idea is the most monumental, crazy thing on this platform, it's always better to lean towards more uploads. So, you know, if you have an idea that's like a Mr. Beast type of idea where no one has seen it on this platform before, as soon as they see the title, people will click. Yeah, sure, you can take a month to upload. And it can work. There's a channel, Michael Reeves or something like that. He does these like crazy, weird experiments, or Mark Rober, right? Mark Rober sometimes uploads maybe once a month. But Michael Reeves uploads like once every 2 months. But the thing is like when you see his idea and his execution, it's so crazy that you want to click, and it does really well, and each video gets like a couple million views. That being said, most of us are not at that level. So a lot of us need to just practice uploading consistently, showing up, figuring out how to do that. So for most, like 95% of YouTubers, I would say leaning more towards quantity and showing up consistently is way more a priority than the quality thing. So whatever that means to you, I would go for that. As soon as you start doing YouTube, you'll realize the hard part isn't the editing the videos. It isn't the lighting. It isn't any of that sort of stuff. The hard part is figuring out how to show up every single week in some way. Sometimes it's a small thing, like this week. I wish I had a video to show you. It's coming next Monday morning. But sometimes it's in small ways. Sometimes it's in big ways. But figuring out how to intersect your normal life where you have ups and downs, you have a crazy schedule, you have mood swings. Figuring out how to balance that with uploading every single week is the hardest part of the game. Being able to be patient and build towards a vision when your views are going down. Keeping that optimism up when your views are going down. Like that is the hard part of content creation. It's not the editing. Everyone can sort of edit and work hard, finish a project that's in front of them. That's something we're all familiar doing during work or whatever. What we're not used to doing is doing something when no one, working hard for something, believing in something when no one's looking. Practicing that over a long period of time is extremely hard, and that is what you need to practice. That's the number one thing you should be practicing if you are a small YouTuber. Q is here in the house. Showing up consistently will always be the difficult part. Yes, I agree. Thank you, Paula, for the moderating. Amazing moderating as usual. Creatively engineered. Good to see you here. I do animation, so it's hard to upload more than one time a month. I'm trying for twice a month. Fred, I'm curious to see what would happen if you maybe did like a behind the scenes video or maybe a voiceover of your process. So maybe you could do 2 short videos of your process, or maybe 2 short videos where you're talking about what you're thinking about or why you're drawing your characters this way while over a time lapse of you just drawing. I think that could be a cool way for you to work in some extra content on your channel. So it's not just once a month. So you could have 1 video a month that's an animation, and then you could have 3 or 4 videos that are giving your viewers a new special way to connect with you, while also not slowing down those animations that you're really caring about. My niche is wildlife photography, which is hard enough to produce once a fortnight, let alone once a week. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. A lot of time. Okay, so guys, there's a common theme here. Okay, everyone's saying I make this content, so I cannot upload this many times. We all have that blind spot. Okay, like when I'm looking at my breakdown videos, when I'm looking at my whatever, I'm like, these are really hard videos to make. These are videos that might take someone normally 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do. So me pushing to do it in a week or a week and a half, that's really hard. How in the heck am I supposed to be doing that 3 times a week, 4 times a week? It's impossible. You're right, it is impossible. But what you're holding a little too tightly to, what you're holding a little too precious is your format. The idea that that's the only way that you can deliver value, connect with your audience, or make something that's good enough. If, like, for instance, with the animation thing, yes, it's not realistic to make an animation, a custom animation, 4 times a week, 3 times a week, ever. But maybe you can introduce a new style and format to your channel that's giving your viewers a different way to connect with you, that's simpler, that's a smaller scale. And it's up to us, the creators, to think of that. So for instance, for me, I can't do an in-depth breakdown video where I'm picking apart a YouTube channel and analyzing them and showing clips from them and examples and all the fancy editing. I can't do that multiple times a week. That's true. But I can introduce maybe a new format where maybe I just talk about mindset in that video and it's a little bit easier for me to edit. Or maybe I highlight a conversation I have with a creator, and that's a little bit easier to edit as well. All these things still push forward my vision and idea for the channel. It's still something that can help you guys. It's up to me to think outside the box of other ways I can show up that where I can show up more. We should always be thinking of, if your goal is doing YouTube, right? If there's a limitation, you have to think about a way around it. And it's up to us to think about it. It's up to us to think about that way. So, yeah, that's like a big common thread with this YouTube channel. If there's ever a roadblock that you see with your YouTube channel, I don't feel like it's good enough, I don't feel like I can upload more, I don't feel, all those things. Instead of thinking about all the reasons you can't do it, think about the one slim way you might be able to make it work, or what needs to change to make that work. And I promise you'll find a lot more answers to things than you think. Again, it's not about uploading. For a lot of creators, uploading just once a week is a huge accomplishment. I don't want you guys to feel bad about what you're doing on your YouTube channel or feel like you're not. Don't compare my goals with your goals. Instead, think about your goals. Think about what pacing and timing is right for you. Think about what would be making awesome progress for you. And then find a way to do that. And if you have an excuse that's getting in the way of that, try to find a way to make it happen. Or maybe talk to a creator or study another creator who's making it happen, even though they have that same roadblock. Let me know if that's if that makes some sense. What do you think really triggers the YouTube algorithm to recommend your videos? There's a lot of things, but basically, if you get people to click your videos, watch your videos for a good amount of time, if your channel is doing better than normal, so momentum, YouTube definitely factors that in, and if your it also pays attention to, it sort of measures how engaged your audience is by how many people show up in the first hour of your content. So if you're doing well on all 4 of those fronts, you will do well on the YouTube algorithm. That being said, it's a lot harder to do those things than it looks. Getting people to click isn't just having a great thumbnail, it's also a great title. It's something where people have to be invested in your channel and excited to see that piece of content from you. So for instance, like if I did a how to, edit photos in Lightroom video and I uploaded that to my channel, a lot of people wouldn't care because that's not something like you would expect or want me to help you with. So getting people to click is a big piece of it. Again, getting people to watch your videos. That's all about timing and pacing and sustaining curiosity and being someone that's compelling, that they're connecting with. And then momentum is part of this thing where, how do I describe it? YouTube sort of tests if you are serious about creating content. So again, as we talked about before, when you have those lightning strike moments, are you ready to step up to the plate and upload more videos? Or are you someone who just accidentally had a viral hit? If you're someone who accidentally had a viral hit, then you're not going to be ready to upload more videos afterwards. And so YouTube will go, maybe we shouldn't give them more spikes in the algorithm. But if you do have a way to keep building on that momentum in a way that the YouTube algorithm can recognize, it's definitely going to reward you. Okay, I'm going to fast forward to the end. If I had a question that I missed, let me know. I'm so sorry. I'm going to practice not reading every single thing. But if you have a question or thought that I missed, please let me know in the comments down below. Would love to get back to it. Jake, awesome to see you here. What is your opinion on which skills to learn yourself and which skills to hire people for? I like knowing how to do everything, but I also want to reach out to others. That's awesome. I don't know what scale your YouTube channel is at, but I think the skills you want to, if you did have the budget and time and experience to to hire someone to help, I would get help with skills that you are naturally bad at, or that take a lot of time but not a lot of brain power. So maybe if you did like a video essay on something, getting someone to help you, or maybe if you did a talking head video, getting someone to trim your videos down to the main sections of talking that you want to do, so you don't have to keep filtering through the clips. So maybe basic editing, maybe if you do graphic design, like for me, anything like more fancy, like a drawing or a logo or graphic design or something, like I'm not going to try doing that myself because I know someone else could do it in an hour and it would take me like 20 hours to try to figure out how to do that, and it won't even look good. Q, I clicked the notification for this live stream so fast. Awesome to see you here, man. Megan, good to see you here. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. I'm working right now, but I hope you have a great live stream. Awesome. Thank you. No way, caught an Eric live. Great creator. I'm hooked. Awesome to see you here. Um, this is thought we are all fixated on views and likes that sometimes we miss the meaning of creating content. Maybe if we step back and look for the why, we post more. Okay, so this is a great segue into the main concept of the this video that I wanted to introduce you guys to. A lot of you guys have mentioned, like, I want to hear your story. Why are you so passionate about helping creators with their storytelling, with their communication, with their self-awareness? Where's this coming from? There's been three major like leap of faith moments in my life where I've had to reach for something or jump a little bit. The first small one was when I was homeschooled up until high school. I was in a co-op. If you've been homeschooled, you know how this works. But I was in a co-op, so it's not like I had friends and I was, I had a great education, all that sort of stuff. But there was a point when I was 13 years old, and I was like, I think this is great. I think this is safe. I think this is working. I have nothing to complain about, but I don't think that this is the right fit for me. I think I need to jump for something more, or I need to be exposed to something a little bit bigger. And so I had to jump out of my comfort zone, for me being like a 13-year-old, right? To tell my parents that I wanted to I wanted to go to public high school. And the implications of that are, that changed a lot of stuff in our family. I had no idea what to expect. It was scary. It ended up being a great decision. It was awesome. The second jump was a lot more scary. So at that point in time, I was in college. For those of you who don't know, I graduated from college with a pre-med degree. My degree in college was neurobiology, physiology, and behavior. And I remember going through all of these classes, and from my perspective at that point in time, my whole life had been leading me towards doing something in STEM, science, math, all that sort of stuff. But the more I kept getting in the weeds with the doctor stuff, the more and more I started feeling like an imposter, like something was wrong. And I kept loving doing video. I kept like hustling on the side to try to like just get a creative outlet out there. But in the back of my mind, I was like, it's unrealistic. It's not possible for me to make money doing video. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck, right? So I'm stuck doing pre-med, but this is like this path that's awesome. Like, I have nothing to complain about. What's wrong? Why do I feel so weird? But is this really the thing I want to be dedicating the next, decades of my life to? This is really hard. The more I do the pre-med stuff, the less I'll be able to do the video stuff. It was like a little existential crisis, right? I remember there was this moment when I was in an internship in the emergency room, and I was doing my rounds, and I kept sneaking away to take notes in the back of my binder for the videos that I wanted to make. So I was in the hospital, in the emergency room, supposed to be alert and loving the direction of my life and paying attention to everything, but instead I kept sneaking away for a minute here or there to jot down notes in the back of my binder for my videos. And that was the moment when I realized something was wrong. Like, there's a big contradiction in my life. The big contradiction being, I love making videos. This is where my mind is. This is what I want to go all in for. So why are my actions all in on pre-med? And the reason was because I was terrified. I was scared. I had no idea how to make this dream of making money doing videos realistic. It was this huge chasm, this huge gap. And what really, so, I mean, I can talk about that story all day long, but at some point I had to realize I need to make this jump. Now the scary part was jumping over this chasm. Like, the distance for me, it seemed, from doing pre-med to being like a videographer it seemed huge, and I had no idea how to make that happen. What was really interesting to me though was as soon as I started getting advice from other videographers about, oh, you need to learn how to, this is how the system works, this is what type of equipment you need to pay attention to, these are the types of things clients pay attention to, you need to get your first, wedding video, you need to know how to negotiate and price. Once I started getting advice from people ahead of me, pointing out my blind spots, giving me the next little steps in my journey, and it wasn't just random advice like, I believe in you, you can do it, like it'll all work out, like just need to work hard and believe in yourself, like that stuff, that fluffy stuff, it was not the time for that. I needed something practical that was actually going to make my dream happen. And so what was weird was whenever I was getting this advice from other people about my blind spots, about what it actually took to get there, what mindset I needed to adopt, what things I needed to keep an eye out for, what I needed to practice, suddenly I got really, really happy. I got really, really inspired. I got really, really motivated, and everything got unlocked. What's crazy about that is that it's not like suddenly becoming a videographer became easy. It was extremely hard to like sacrifice and make that happen. But what's, at least for me and my personality type, like for me, the scariest part is not knowing how to get there. For me, the hardest part is being stuck and not knowing how to get unstuck, not knowing what my blind spots are. So as soon as I was able to unlock those blind spots, I suddenly felt free and happy, even though the tasks ahead were really, really hard. One thing I've noticed in this YouTube community, especially from a lot of small YouTubers, is a lot of you guys are willing to work really hard. A lot of you guys are really inspired. You guys know you want to make an impact. You guys know you want to like express yourself and inspire other people. You know where you want to be headed, where you almost need to be headed. But that gap in between is very, very scary or frustrating. Because there's not enough advice on how to actually bridge that gap, how to make that a reality. And so I've always been drawn to that fact that a lot of you guys are really hard workers, but you just aren't getting the answers or the guiding that can actually unlock things for you. And so with my channel, one of the reasons I'm so passionate about helping creators with their self-awareness, with these action steps, with these it's not like so you can be the best scriptwriter for your videos. It's not so you can get 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Like, I want everyone to grow and thrive, but what I see my role as is if I can unlock something for you, if there was something that you were actually stuck on, and you're not getting the answers you're looking for, if I'm able to shine just a tiny light on some of your blind spots, some of the mindset shifts you need to make, some of the ways you can take these abstract things like find your voice and like be yourself, if I can make that a little bit more practical, actionable for you, I think that can unlock a lot of purpose and happiness for you guys. And that's my main goal. Like I'm totally fine if you're like 100 subscribers could be your ultimate, like that's like I don't really care about you making money on YouTube. I don't care about you being an amazing, scriptwriter that speaks exactly like me. What I care about is you not being stuck. And if I can find a creative way, a fresh way to help you get unstuck, that's super fulfilling for me. And a lot of times I think you guys as creators are really smart. You guys know how to work hard. You guys are very inspired and dream big. But sometimes there's things that come up where there's not enough guides or answers or tools to get unstuck with some of those things. So if I can find a fun way, like with the analogies or the content smoothie thing, if I can find a creative, fresh way to help you get unstuck, I think that can unlock a lot of that trapped momentum you guys are feeling. Right now, I am doing a similar jump with this YouTube channel. I know that the other side of the chasm is doing content creation and using the internet to make the impact I dream about, and really help other leaders and creators unlock their potential or be able to be themselves, make the impact they're looking for, communicate better, have more confidence, especially on YouTube, the platform I love the most. So I know that that's needs to be a part of my future, of my story. I'm just in the process of making that happen. And so I don't know. I'm just sort of going all in on it and having a lot of fun with it. Thank you guys for being a part of this journey, being here, and supporting me through every little piece of it. And my hope is that I can help you guys along the way. So you guys, I want to give you guys the tips and advice and experience that I have. But I also want to be an example of how you can do awesome big things and take some big swings even before you have the huge mega numbers that we all idolize a lot. We've all got to reach a little further, dream a little bigger, think a little bigger. Why are you not shy going live? Aren't you an introvert? A contradiction. No, I'm definitely introverted. This takes a lot of energy to talk like this. If you are, right now I'm at my parents' house and they saw me earlier today and I was like completely silent. I did not talk. I was very like minimum energy possible communicating, and it was because I was like mentally preparing for this live stream, so I could sort of spice things up a little bit and not be a blob. YouTube is really rewarding when you create for the love of creating and serving others. So yes, exactly. That's sort of the reason behind the like clicky sort of title is a lot of you guys are pushing in order to get more views and subscribers. Like that is your motivation. Oh man, if I upload more videos, if I upload 3 times a week, that means I'll hit that 4,000 watch hours and the 1,000 subscribers. Like you have to push for something a lot bigger than that, because what's going to happen is your mood is going to drop. You're going to feel uninspired. You're going to feel down. Your views are going to go down. And what's always necessary is for you to push through that. And when you see your views and subscribers going down, when you have a mood swing, when something else fun comes in the way, you're going to reach for that every single time if views and subscribers are your main motivator, your main inspiration, the main thing that pushes you to make content. But if your purpose is a lot more long-term and big picture, like for me, I want to help creators get unstuck, and I want to refine how I can help creators get unstuck so they can unlock the impact they're dreaming about. And so that feeling that I'm very familiar of like when I was in the emergency room, freaked out, scared, stuck, and really having no idea how to do it, I want to help people experience that feeling less. I want to help creators that are feeling that with their YouTube channel, with this daunting task of doing content creation more seriously. So if I can find a way to help creators feel that feeling less, that's my ultimate goal, and that's what gets me pushing, showing up in little ways and in big ways long term. For me, this YouTube channel, it's not a, oh, I can't wait to get to 10,000 subscribers thing. It's a, I want to refine this skill for the next 10 years and help as many creators and leaders as I can in the process. And that's what keeps me giving it my best and not getting phased when the views and subscribers go down or up or whatever. And that's what I mean by why views and subscribers might be holding us back. It holds us back in the sense it makes us think very short-term and small. When in reality, the thing that really gives energy behind a lot of your favorite creators, it is purpose. It's long-term purpose and vision. And that's what I would love to share with you guys. Eric, I'm stuck because I'm scared of getting stuck in a niche that I'll get stuck in, and it's hard to pivot. But yeah, I mean, you could get stuck in a niche, but it's also not a big deal if you do. You can always pivot out of it. And again, creating, like, who knows? Like, if you create your niche with your long-term purpose in mind, it's a lot easier to adjust to find your right fit, or to pivot to things that are you're not gonna feel that trapped feeling as much. Let's see. Totally relate, Noel. I was afraid of being the Navy guy or the Japan guy after I got out of the Navy and wanted to take YouTube seriously. I want to, Elliot, I want to push past views and subscribers as a motivation, but how do we measure helping others as a motivation? How do we measure that? For me, the main thing that motivates me, or that I do keep an eye out for, is chatter. So whenever I'm able to hear genuine, thoughtful comments from you guys about how the work is impactful, or how it made you think, or maybe getting a direct message about something, that sort of chatter is how I keep tabs on, is what I'm doing working? Am I doing things that are in line with the purpose, or do I need to clarify things, change things up so that things are more effective? That is what motivates me. When I get text from someone and they show me their content smoothie recipe with all the note cards and diagrams and all that sort of stuff, and they're like, this is really, really helping me redirect my 50,000 subscriber channel, that's super awesome. Or even for you guys, when you guys feel like you are stuck on a mindset thing, and me just asking a question can really help you. That's super awesome. Let me know if the connection is good or bad, because the preview on this on the YouTube thing is like, and I'm a little alarmed. But hopefully it's a little bit better than that. There are many crossovers with your ideas and the design process. Design, UX, very interesting indeed. It gives me and others, I guess, an avenue into making creative video content. What you'll notice is a lot of these principles are universal. So especially in the business entrepreneur land. That's why for me, I love dialing it down into the context of YouTube and YouTube culture. Because if I was just doing mindset stuff, it wouldn't be as special. But for me, I love targeting, like, this is a way that these creators on YouTube are really innovating, or taking that concept we know and putting a spin on it to push this platform forward. I really love that. So, but in terms of the general concepts, oh yeah, 100%. They're very universal for success, pushing through and moving forward. I was not expecting all of you guys to be here at this live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here and showing up. I was expecting, there was no way we were going to pass up the last live stream. The last live stream was amazing. But right now, you guys all showed up. Thank you guys so much. Michael says your channel is selfless and is setting up for creating a community. I'm curious how you would approach this with a channel that is more self-centered. How would you support your community? So my channel is selfless, but you're trying to see how you can create a community, support a community from a more self-centered place. I would try to find a way you can make it be more selfless. Again, selfless doesn't mean you need to be giving, like there are benefits that I am that are coming my way because of, giving back. I don't know how to describe that, but I think so. Here's what I'll say. I think the audience can sniff out when you are motivated by something that's ultimately about you and serving your benefit most, or if your top priority is a little bit more altruistic, so giving to other people. I think that they can sniff that out. So, not saying you can't succeed with a channel that's a little bit more self-focused, right? Jake Paul is, has done quite well for himself, even though his whole framework is modeled around give me more and more attention. But if there was a way for you to shift your mission statement or purpose or framework a little bit to be more selfless, giving, really having the audience's best interests in mind, I think that they're going to be able to tell, and that's going to lead to more connection ultimately. No connections with issues of connection on your end. That's awesome. All the way from Japan. You're a little choppy. Sound is fine. Cool. Okay, let me know if it is, if it's too much. Do you think having a nice, clean look to your channel, profile pic, channel banner, etc. is important? I don't know whether I should spend time working on improving that or working on more videos. I think Fred, I've seen your channel and I think you're in the early stages of things. It's not going to be a deal breaker if your profile picture is not, up to par, but it's all little steps. I would say, sometimes it feels weird for me. Like I just redid the banner for my YouTube channel and it feels weird to take that detour sometimes, but I don't know, sometimes you got to look at it as a long-term thing. But no, that's not like ruining your YouTube channel if you don't have like a perfect, awesome channel banner or thumbnail. What the audience pays attention to is the content you actually make. Slight lags, but barely. Your voice is cutting through like a hot knife through butter. Cute. You're so funny. The audio has been consistent. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear. I get like 30% drop off in the first 5 seconds. Any strategy to help? I think a lot. I think most people get a severe drop off in the first maybe not 5 seconds, 15 seconds. Again, think about what your audience is expecting when they see your title and click, and are you delivering on that right away? A lot of you guys I've seen sort of have a lot of detours in the beginning of your video for the first minute or so, maybe even 2 minutes, and that's way too long. Of course, if people are expecting you to, if you're like, I tried cold showers for 30 days, and you talk about yourself like getting groceries and preparing and your mindset and stuff in the beginning of the video, that's going to be a little bit confusing, a little bit distracting. So again, there's no like clear, clean advice, but figure out how you can deliver on the promise you set up in the beginning of your video right away. And that would be amazing. Or that does help a lot. I try to, with my videos, I try to do that as quickly as possible. I also try to sort of the like intro stuff, like my time to set up the idea and make it interesting and build some curiosity. I give myself a time limit of about 70 seconds to do that. If it's taking longer than that, if I'm taking 2 minutes to set something up, I think that that's a little bit too long. In my earlier videos from last year when I was more practicing this concept, I was even seeing if I could deliver my main point or set up my main question in the first like 15-20 seconds. So you can figure out what that number is for you. But trying to keep it shorter would be good. Make a bit of a difference. Shakespeare would give away the ending at the start of his plays. Sounds like the wrong idea, but keeps people engaged. Yeah, which is really cool because then you have that feeling of foreboding or tragedy, right, in your writing, where you're like, oh, things are going so great. Like, well, how could it possibly end up there, and you feel this feeling of dread that creates some curiosity in the content, which is awesome. Which is another reminder, as Michael pointed out, there are a lot of ways to keep people curious, engaged, connected with your content. And while, yes, it's awesome advice to say, like, put a hook here and a question here and a call to action here, one thing I hope you can get from this YouTube channel is we all need to also think a little bit outside the box. We also need to think about things from a human perspective, think about things from an audience perspective. What's actually getting them connected with our content, and how can we mix things up a little bit, keep things fresh, maybe connect with our audience in a different way, build that curiosity in a different way. I think my weakness is consuming so much content that I get motivated to create, but don't have a form of direction with the content. Andy, awesome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending some time here. Really appreciate it. Having no form of direction. I mean, so that's a very common thing that pops up with content creation, right? It's like you want to make an impact and you want to do something worthwhile. You want to do something that gets people's attention and that's quality. But if you don't know, if you see a million different options of how you can do that and you don't know what's the right fit for you, it's very overwhelming to know what that next step for you should be, because you want to do it right. You want it to be purposeful. But if you don't know your purpose, then it's going to get really confusing. I would spend some time. Again, you could be uploading in the meantime or not. It doesn't really matter. But I really hope every single creator, if they're feeling stuck with their content, it really takes digging deep and thinking about clarifying what you actually believe in. What do you want to share with everyone? What is keeping you going that's bigger than the views and subscribers? Once you clarify that, it's a lot easier to take that next baby step. It's totally fine if those next 3 baby steps are in the slightly wrong direction or slightly wrong trajectory, but at least it'll be generally in the right direction, and you can keep refining your purpose as you go. A lot of us feel very uncomfortable when we have to dig deep and actually ask ourselves who we are and what we want, and how we can stand out. That's very uncomfortable because it's not something you can just be like, oh, it's this. It's usually like, oh, I don't know. Like, how the heck am I going to find that? Oh my gosh, I don't like thinking about my story and my feelings and my skills and all that sort of stuff like this. But a lot of times, in order to actually succeed, thrive on this platform, that's exactly what we need to do. Even when it's uncomfortable, we need to dig deep and think about, what do I actually want? Who am I? How am I actually going to stand out? And now, are my actions mapping to be contradictory to that or in alignment with that, right? So let's say I have this purpose. Is what I'm doing now setting me up to in the direction of that purpose, or is it pushing me in the opposite direction? Natalie, so awesome to see you here. Thanks for giving me your name so I can connect with you a little bit better. Hey man, great video. Let's be YouTube friends. Comments that appear half a second. So those are bot comments on your videos. I get tons of them especially whenever I put small YouTuber in the title or description somewhere. The bots just swarm over, and I try to block them and delete them. It's very, very annoying. I think that it's unavoidable, but yeah, I don't know. I try to block them so that they're not going to come back. Q brings up an awesome point. If you're watching your own content and you're not keeping yourself intrigued, that's a telltale sign. Like, why are you trying to click out of your own content so fast? Yes, exactly. So, yeah, I do that test with myself, especially when I'm editing, right? Like, for instance, if I'm editing and I find it interesting after seeing it basically 100 times, that's a good sign that someone seeing it for the first time will also be intrigued and curious and engaged, right? So if I'm not getting bored of this after I've seen it a lot of times, that means someone's seeing it for the first time is probably has a higher likelihood of doing it. Eric, why did you initially start your YouTube channel? I started it because of Gary Vee. I wanted to, and I was getting a little bit burnt out with the just doing videography, just doing client stuff. I wanted to do something that was a little bit more creative and personal expression stuff, and I saw the opportunity, and I didn't know if I could do it, and I didn't. It was like this challenge. It was just this thing, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if I tried that. And I had no idea. Like, I couldn't. I mean, I'm a very in my head person. I couldn't theorize what it would be like if I did a YouTube channel. So I had to test it and try to find out. And so I remember I spent probably, I was like, I got the idea, and then I was like, oh no, this is like such a good idea, or like an undeniably important idea, that I need to do it. There's no going back now that I've had the idea. And so then my next commitment was to myself was, I need to find a way to do this in a way that's sustainable, right? So I don't want to be one of those creators who says, I'm so excited to announce my vlog, blah, 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 blah. They upload 1-2 videos and then they give up. I really didn't want that to happen. So I waited. I waited probably about 3-4 weeks to get my head straight, make sure I was ready for that commitment, made sure I had the time to do it. And I figured out a commitment that I could actually stick to. So for me, that was once a week. I was like, I'm going to upload once a week, no matter what, even if it's hard. And I'm going to do that for a year. And so I did it. And that ended up unlocking a whole crazy chapter of my life that arguably could have been more important than college. Like, no joke. Like, it really, YouTube really changed my life more than basically anything in my life. So that's another reason why I'm so passionate about helping other creators find that nudge so that they can see how this happens for them, how this can happen for them. Andy, awesome to see you here from Australia. Thanks for being here. Clara, people just look for recently posted videos and do this. Just delete them and block the user. Yes. For the spam bot comments, yes. Just gotta ignore them and get rid of them. I'm not sure if anyone's asked this already. Adrian, we're gonna go with Adrian. If I said that wrong, let me know. From some of the content I've seen, viewers, have you considered at some point becoming more of a variety channel? I think that I will play around with other styles and formats on my videos, but I think that they will all align with the main purpose of the YouTube channel, which is like helping creators rethink their YouTube storytelling, helping creators with their self-awareness and how they communicate themselves on YouTube so that they can unlock a better impact. I think that if I do more variety, let's say it's more breakdown videos or commentary or interview, I don't know. There might be more variety in terms of the type of content, but in terms of it going anywhere away from the main mission of the channel, I don't think anytime soon, ever. You look like a virus. That's a hilarious comment. Do you have any advice on older videos that you think is now wrong or needs an update? You can just call me E. Okay, awesome. Do you have any advice on older videos that you think are wrong and need an update? It's up to you. I think I've only privated like 2 videos that were really out of line with the like mission of this YouTube channel, and especially since they were like popping up whenever it was like my most viewed video. Whenever you sorted my YouTube channel by like most viewed video, it was like all of my videos I believed in and are meaningful and important to me, and then there was like a Taylor Swift album react video. Like, that needs to go. So that, like, I made that with my friend like 5 years ago. That obviously needs to go because that's distracting. There's another video I did that was like a singing video, and I was like, that's that I also did with a friend. That's also distracting. So I took those off my YouTube channel. But besides that, a lot of people don't really pay attention to your older videos. They pay attention to the stuff that's right in front of them, and YouTube will recommend a lot of the more recent stuff. I was thinking if I need to update old thumbnails. I would say put more effort into updating new thumbnails and making new content that's worthy of those clicks. I think it'd be great for us to get to know you more as a person besides your usual content. That's awesome. That's what I hope these live streams can be. And if you have any questions that are a little bit more I don't know, want to get to know a different side of me, let me know. Creatively engineered, I have thought of that and have tried, but since my channel is so small, it's hard to find a survey pool. I agree with Gary V that many people are about What did creatively engineered say? I'm not seeing it, but if this is about getting feedback with your content, especially when you're a smaller YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, I'm very lucky to have a very engaged community, and you guys leave the most thoughtful, engaged comments ever. If you're having trouble gauging people's reaction to your content and getting feedback, one, play it in front of your family and friends. You're going to get so much feedback from their reaction. Like, you're going to think it's the best thing ever, and then you play it in front of them, and you're like, oh, shoot, that part was a little boring. Or like, oh, shoot, I didn't need that story to be in there. Oh, man, whenever I do that, it's a little bit, you know, like, you're going to get some great feedback if you ever play it in front of your family and friends and actually watch their reactions. So that's one way you can get some fast feedback. Another way is for you to, if you become friends with more creators in your niche or that watch your content, like actually become genuine friends with them, it's a lot easier for you to, you know, when you're chatting as a friend, texting them, hey, did you see my latest video? I was curious what you thought about that part. It's easier to get more nuanced feedback when you have a real connection with them. And a lot of times that also involves being friends with them in a giving way, where you are actually curious and interested in their stuff, and you're watching what they're doing, you're studying, and you can give them feedback. It's sort of a give-take thing. Like, Q watches this YouTube channel, but I love watching his stuff, and I watch every single video because I think it's so cool how he's an awesome his mission and like all that sort of stuff is really cool on his YouTube channel, but he's also amazing at doing a great video in like 1 or 2 takes, and I think that that's fascinating. I'm learning from him, I'm studying from him, so we sort of cheer each other on naturally. I have to sleep now, sadly, but I thought I'd say hi and thank you for helping me sort my channel out through your video. You're great. Thank you so much for being here. Paula, thank you so much for spending the time here, also the whole live stream. If you ever need to go or don't have enough time, also let me know. That's totally fine. Chris, I'm glad you liked the detail in the comments. Again, like, these are the answers I wish I had like a year and a half ago when I was really freaked out and struggling with my YouTube channel. My hope is that I can really have a fresh spin in this niche. So if you guys have any more complicated questions, feel free to send them my way. On Instagram, I'm quite active in the DMs at Eric Wen Vlogs. My email, ericwen@thinkmoredeeply.com. All that information is down below, and I have conversations with you guys quite frequently behind the scenes. Bill Flitter. I work with Bill. Great to see you live. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in person on a shoot again sometime. Did you script the smoothie series and plan all the videos individually in advance? I had the idea of the whole series. I did not script any of that, which is why they took so long and were very hard to make. But I had the idea, like, okay, the first video has to talk about the ingredients, the second video has to talk about the mission, core values, the third part has to talk about the recipe. the fourth and fifth videos, I wanted to clarify, like, the recipe part's the part that's probably most helpful for people. So let's double down on that and show more examples of that in action. So that's sort of what I did there. Q uploads a video in one take, but some of us have to cut and put music. Boo. Content Smoothie. I'm so glad a lot of you guys are using a Content Smoothie. You guys have been sending me the boards that you guys have been making. And I'm so glad that that's been able to unlock or help you guys a lot. I talk a lot about it, and like, it just happens to be a really great analogy to unlock a lot of important things with your YouTube channel. So if you are, yeah, and if you guys have any questions with that, or thinking about how that can apply to you, let me know. Would love to help you out. I think I'm going to be wrapping this live stream up very soon. If you guys have any last minute questions in the next couple minutes, would love to hear them. Hit them, get work, answer them as quickly as possible. But overall, thank you guys so much for being here. There's going to be a new video, a breakdown video, a very in-depth video featuring a channel I promise you haven't seen before. I hope we can all learn from it together. It's going to be coming out Monday at 9 a.m. PST. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Chris, you saw my one-take videos. Tip for me, leave the camera running, film more. Yes, so for some of you guys, in terms of tackling being shy, talking in front of the camera, the main thing that unlocked that for me was doing the Take One vlog. And what the Take One vlog is where you force yourself. You can think of your idea, you can rehearse it to yourself. I would drive and just rehearse my script over and over again. I would prepare. But the rule is once the camera starts recording, you have to upload your first take. You can't edit out any of your mistakes. You can't, you can't have a second try. You have to upload your first take, no edits. And what that forces you to do is speak a little bit different on camera. And it also teaches you how a lot of your mistakes that you're freaking out about don't matter as much as you think. And so I did that twice. I did that the first time with just in my room, in my apartment, walking around. That video was the scariest video to upload ever. Like, I kept noticing all my mistakes. I was like, oh, this is, cringy, my pauses, I was stuttering. But I uploaded it anyway. And what was really cool was it helped inspire a lot of people around the world. That was probably my first, wow, this community here is really engaged because people were sending in their videos of them doing it. So that was really impactful, teaching me, a lot of my mistakes, a lot of these little things I keep freaking out about don't matter as much as I think. The second time I did it in public. I was like, okay, let's take this up a notch. Let's try the Take One vlog, so no edits, first take, but in public. And I got actually interrupted by people while I was doing that video, which was a little scary. But again, that taught me. That was way out of my comfort zone, but those two things changed something for me mentally forever when I'm making content now. I still get nervous when I'm vlogging in public or I'm talking to the camera sometimes, but I still get a normal amount of self-conscious, but it's not paralyzing anymore because I've seen myself jump a little bit and it was okay. So, yeah. One tip overcoming shyness in front of the camera, just forget that it's there. It's a little scary, but it's a little scary, more complicated than that, but I get what you're saying. Q is amazing. Yes, everyone should be inspired by Q. Very worthwhile. Chris, I have 120K followers 120K views on a TikTok video. Tactics on using TikTok to get an audience on YouTube. I'm trying to play around in TikTok land. I don't feel qualified enough to say anything about TikTok because I'm still practicing myself. But I will say, from the creators I have studied, usually the people who are able to convert really well, it's the people where they're getting you curious about their life. So the people I've seen naturally do it are the people who like they have a relationship, or they're a prank TikTok channel, and they have a relationship, and you can see their vlogs right on YouTube. That converts quite well. Or if they sort of make themselves a public figure of some sort, it's fun to see a different side of them on YouTube. Some people, I've found their YouTube channel for the first time because they made micro content on TikTok. Everyone has a different fit. But the main thing is, like, I don't think like doing all these call to actions, telling people like, hey, by the way, like, you can't see the end of my video until you go to my YouTube. That's super annoying. But I mean, I guess like I wouldn't do that, but some people do that. I want to do a number of videos in a competitive space. I think I found my niche. Would love your feedback on how to compete. Bill, you make YouTube videos? I would love to hear more about that. And help out however I can. I'll definitely give a go with the behind the scenes type videos, so thanks for the suggestion. Fred, awesome. So glad to hear that that helped. Oddly enough, there's something about recording yourself crying in front of the camera and even putting it out there for the world to see that somehow gets rid of that initial roadblock. Have you done that as well? I have done that as well, and that was incredibly freeing and helpful. I did a video where I talked about crying and feeling your feelings, and it included some footage of crying. And I found that incredibly, like, it wasn't in a weird way. It was just relevant to the topic. I found that incredibly freeing and helpful and empowering for not overthinking the content. Anthony pops in at the end again. Awesome to see you here, man. Okay, so for you guys here, you guys have seen this live stream. Would you guys like to see a live stream every single week on this YouTube channel? Hopefully similar time. So Saturday, 3 p.m. PST. Would you want a live stream more often, every single week, or every other week? Let me know in the comments down below, either in this chat or in the comments for this video if you're watching this on replay. That feedback really actually will change things. So would love to hear what you think. Thank you guys so much for being here. Is there anything else I'm missing? If not, thank you guys for being an awesome community. Like, you guys write such thoughtful stuff and build each other up and answer you guys' questions. I'm very inspired by all of you guys and your enthusiasm and excitement to make this happen. Thank you guys for being awesome. Cannot do this without you. Excited for you guys to see the video this Monday, 9 a.m. and more content coming. You are the change maker of your own life. Let's think more deeply. I'll see you guys again soon. Peace. Bye.